Welcome to the next video. I want to talk about the news that John Kasich, former governor of Ohio, claimed on CNN that a former GOP congressperson, a new former GOP congressperson, is going to be endorsing Joe Biden at the Democratic National Convention the week of August 17th. So basically, when asked about will there be additional Republicans turning in favor of Joe Biden and becoming never Trumpers and turning against their own political party, John Kasich said, well, yes, and there will be one particular person who announces during the Democratic National Convention, and he will let that person speak for himself. So we're going to see sometime this week who that person is. There is speculation that it could be John Boehner, a former Speaker of the House, or possibly Paul Ryan, former Speaker of the House as well. Or it could be another congressperson who is disagreeing with President Trump. Now, previously, Paul Ryan would be interesting because Mitt Romney has also been strongly against Trump, and he was the 2012 presidential nominee for the Republican Party. And he lost facing Obama's reelection bid, but his VP was Paul Ryan. So perhaps in some twist, Paul Ryan, former VP candidate, might come out in favor of Joe Biden. Or it could be John Boehner. Now, for a quick peek at Speaker of the House. So currently Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House because they have a Democratic majority, and it usually flips back and forth based on whatever the majority is. So just for reference, the speaker before her was Paul Ryan during a Republican majority. And then before him, John Boehner. And when he had left, Paul Ryan took over. And before John Boehner was Nancy Pelosi. And actually before her, from the previous time, was Paul Ryan. So it kind of bounces around between kind of high-profile people in the party, in the House. So let's see this week who comes out in favor of Joe Biden. Could it be John Boehner? Could it be Paul Ryan? Could it be another high-profile Republican? John Kasich will be speaking at the Democratic National Convention, and he joined that convention rather than going to the Republican National Convention. So it pretty much seems like he's going to be changing his party registration at some point, whenever that can become official. I can't imagine he would be speaking at the DNC and then Democratic National Convention and then not changing his registration, but we will see. And let's find out who that surprise person could be. Could it be Paul Ryan switching to the Democratic Party, trying to eventually have a run for president from the Democratic Party when he had a failed VP run in 2012 with Mitt Romney? Maybe in some twist, Paul Ryan would run, and there's been speculation that Mitt Romney would run for president again. Now, he did lose versus Obama, so I'm not sure if that would happen, but what if in a weird twist he is a potential VP to Paul Ryan if they were to run from the Democratic ticket in the future? Now, that would be many years out, but it certainly is a possibility. Based on the changing of the political spectrum and the political parties at the moment, wouldn't surprise me if something like this would take place. Although I don't think Romney would run for president again. Maybe he would be part of another ticket as kind of like a Democratic Republican or something, because a lot of people are crossing over at this point or changing their registration to Democratic. So it's going to be interesting to see how these folks are integrated into the Democratic Party and how they will figure out their views and kind of, how they will combine with the Democratic platform, because they do have a key number of views which would be directly contradictory to the platform. So I believe I saw John Kasich was recently advocating strongly for doing something about climate change. So clearly he's switching his position there. Maybe he would go the Green New Deal route. Maybe not that far, but at least trying to figure out how to deal with climate change seems to be his prerogative. So let's watch the Democratic National Convention and see what happens.